from what you're talking about, and I realise there are a lot of WWE talent that are currently still migrating over. It sounds to me is sort of going down the TNA route, maybe about 10 years ago or even longer. Is that, I mean, sort of a word of caution, maybe of using too many celebrities? Well, maybe celebrities as well, but WWE talent.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them using too many celebrities, but WWE talent, sometimes I worry about it. Yeah. I mean, each one's different. It's not like there's a rule of saying like you can have 10 but don't have 11. You know what I mean? It's like each one's different. I think if they bring something to the table that's unique, I would definitely use them. But just what TNA did was, as soon as they're available, you know, even if they had nothing special, we got to bring them in and put them over our guys. That I wouldn't do. Like if you know, if like one of the top guys in WWE, that's whatever. You know, I don't care how many WWE guys you have. If Daniel Bryan, you know, comes in and just goes, my contract's up, I want this schedule and I want to come in. I mean, and you say no, you're an idiot, right? But every Tom, Dick, and Harry, no. And TNA was every Tom, Dick, and Harry, including people that never would have made it there. Whereas, I mean, AEW, I can't say that they've done that, but I mean, I do think that there's too many older people on the television show, and there's not any one that I would say, oh, he's a failure, get rid of him. I just think there's too many. I think I really want to focus. I would want to focus on younger talent and trying to capture a younger audience, and with as many new people so you can watch their story grow from the bottom up, as opposed to guys who are well known and you know, not stars, not hot stars now, and then you try to revitalize them. But each situation is different. I mean, it's not like there's anyone like I would say like, oh, you shouldn't have brought him in. But I do think that I'm feeling there's too many right now, you know. But again, you know, like if Andrade and Zelina Vega, which is a WWE act, if you brought them in tomorrow, I would say, yeah, you know, they have a lot to offer. They haven't hit their peak. I would say, sure. You know, Christian, I had qualms about, but you know, he may prove to be a big success. I wouldn't have so many qualms to say that like, oh, what a terrible idea. I would never say that, but I would say I was, you know, just worried about too many. You know, you don't want I mean, I've seen promotions, TNA and what was the one, AWF, was it the Paul Alperstein promotion, where all they did was build everything around WWE stars from a decade earlier, and it's like that stuff never works. You know,
AWF, was it AWF in New York area?
AWF. Yeah, AWF. So that stuff I've already seen in practice and doesn't work. But you know, you want to mix, and you do want familiar names. I mean, look, John Moxley's been nothing but a home run. Chris Jericho was nothing but a home run. So the idea of not using anyone from WWE, that's just, that also was completely stupid.
Who's sort of the MVP of the WWE, the ex-WWE people, and who maybe could you do without?
You mean as far as that are there now? I mean, Jericho and Moxley are definitely the two most important. They're the ones who really helped build the company with Cody too, and the Young Bucks and Omega, who never went from WWE technically, although obviously they had, you know, Young Bucks did a few matches early in their career, and Omega was under contract there at one point. But though, you know, so yeah, those would be the most important. I mean, I don't know that anyone I would say is a failure or anything like that. I mean, Spears
maybe expendable then.
Oh yeah, there's you know, I mean, if Spears wasn't there, nobody would miss him, but they're trying to do something with him now, and maybe it'll work. You know, I can't say he's a failure by any means, but you know, I mean, I could certainly say that like, you know, he hasn't knocked him dead. He did a good feud with Cody at the start, and then kind of just, you know, whatever, laid low. But that was part of that was by design too, because the last 6 months they already had this idea, so they were going to lay him low until, you know, this thing happened.
And I've also got to ask, as someone who's never watched the show, but I know many of the players involved, why isn't Brian Cage the champion? He's massive. He should be the champion. That's just me as sort of a layperson.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do think that, you know, and again, they're switching stuff up with him, and they're probably going to focus on him as a single as opposed to just being the guy on Team Taz. I don't know. I mean, I've watched Brian for years, and he's a really talented guy. You know, you have to get over at a certain level, and he hasn't gotten over at that level yet. If he does, you know, I mean, I got nothing against him, you know, being, or anyone in that position, but he doesn't feel to me like the top guy in that promotion right now. If he goes in there and starts, crowds are there and they start going crazy for him and bringing signs for him, and he sells merchandise and everything like that, yeah, sure, why not?
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Enough is enough! Booty poo candy ass! I had him writhing in pain with my sharpshooter. Rocky! I am not a nugget! Stick him straight up your candy ass! I kicked your leg out of your leg. The Rock has come back!